Okay, so I've talked about accuracy being the first most important thing, I think, in terms of being a good pinball player. Then we talked about all the different skills and all the different skill set that is required for being a good pinball player. And now the final thing, and it's certainly the thing that I've spent the most time on in terms of pinball, is the rules. Each pinball machine has a different rule set. So it's like each video game has a different sequence that you have to go through, and each pinball machine has a different set of rules. And so, you know, when you're competing, you need to know pretty much all the rules for every machine, and that is time consuming. Something that can really help you out with that is this card here. If you're walking up to a pinball machine for the very first time, have a look at this card, and this will tell you what you need to do to achieve certain objectives. Okay, and so this is just for Star Trek. But you know, so Elvis sat over here will have a different card here, and it will tell you a completely different way of playing. And so that's just two machines, you know. So and you know, there's hundreds and hundreds of different pinball machines. So knowing your rules is integral in terms of being a good player, because that's the difference between winning and losing many of the times. If you're going into a head-to-head game against somebody who knows the rules and you don't know the rules, or know the different idiosyncrasies of the game, then they've got the upper hand. You know, and however many skills that you've got, or however accurate you are, if you continually shoot this right ramp all day, all the time, and it's worth nothing, then what's the point? You know, whereas if you know that this left spinner shot can be particularly lucrative, then that's the one you aim for. And so that's the kind of the way in competition that you play. So I'm just going to play Star Trek through. I'll play a 3-ball game, and I'll do a bit of a tutorial on how I would play this game in particular. But you know, perhaps in the future I'll be able to talk you through a number of different popular games, and how they play out. And maybe we'll make it through to the first wizard mode. So each pinball machine has a wizard mode at the end. So you know, we know the very famous song Pinball Wizard. Well, that is because the end game, if you like, on each pinball machine, especially the recent machines, a lot of the earlier ones don't have it, but there's an inbuilt wizard mode. On this machine, I'm not sure if there's a wizard mode inbuilt, but there is a kind of a final payoff that we can achieve if we get there, and that's a particularly heavy point scoring position that you're in. So you know, that's kind of the objective that you want to get to. You want to finish everything else, and then the final thing is the wizard mode. But like a video game, you know, once you kind of finish the final boss and the credits roll up, there is no end on a pinball machine. If you're good enough, you can play forever. You know, there are certain machines where I've done the wizard mode 4 or 5 times in one game. You know, so made it through all the way to the end, and then again, and then again, and then again. You know, so that's going to be the objective, and we'll see if we can get there.
So for more pinball videos with Craig Pullen, please visit homeleisuredirect.com/pinball.